Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be setting up my new bullet journal for the last 4 months of 2019 and for 2020. If you saw my previous video, my current bullet journal is almost filled in, being August the last month in it, which means that I need a new one. The bullet journal that I'm going to use is the Moleskine A5 Sketchbook. It has 104 pages and the pages are super thick compared with the Scribbles That Matter notebook, which was the one that I used as my 2019 bullet journal. The reason why I decided to try a plain notebook this time is that the spreads look a lot cleaner whether you do illustrations or not. And I also have been obsessed with Christina from My Life in a Bullet, and she uses this journal, and so I decided to try it, and because I've been in this minimal mood lately, it's kinda perfect. For the first page in my new bullet journal, I'm writing my key and color code. I've changed my key a couple of times in my last bullet journal, and I finally have one that it fits me. A dot for the task, a tick when the task is completed, an arrow when the task has to be migrated, and a dash for extra notes. When a task is cancelled, I just cross it off, so I decided to not include it in here because it's kind of obvious. And for my color code, I decided that I'm going to combine most of the categories that I had in my previous color code, and I chose to only use 5 colors, which are just enough for what I need. For the colors, I'm using my zebra Mildliners, and I'm using a dark blue for events, a gray for holidays and birthdays, a light blue for work and school, red for YouTube, and a lilac for Instagram. The simpler you have your key and color code, the better. It's much easier to get organized and to know what each point means with only a few colors, so I'm testing these 5 for now. For my next page, I'm doing a better version of my reminders page from my previous bullet journal. If you saw my flip through of my last bullet journal, my first page in it was my mindsets page, a spread for you to fill in with motivational quotes and mindsets that can make you a better person if you read them on a daily basis. Instead of writing them by hand, I decided to print the quotes in sticker paper and add them to the page. Also inspired by Christina, because every month she uses a little quote like this in her cover pages. But in my case, I didn't have the clear sticker paper like she does, but I didn't overthink it. I decided to use white sticker paper instead, and you probably can even tell the difference between the color of the paper and the color of the notebook. One of my personal rules on this bullet journal is to not overthink about simple things. In this case, I could have changed the plans and write them by hand, which meant that I had to draw the lines and sketch the phrases to look good and even, or I could have bought some clear paper and only use it for this spread. I decided to try the white sticker paper, and it turned out well, and most important, it does the job, so I'm really happy that now this is my way of thinking, and those are my first 2 pages all set up. Now I'm setting up my future log. For me, this is the most frustrating page to set up in a bullet journal because it's a page that you're going to use throughout the whole year, and if you don't like the layout or the color or the fonts you used, there's nothing you can do. You need to use it all year anyway. So I really spent some time searching for a good layout, and I decided that nothing was going to be more simple than just having the calendars without any lines or borders, just the calendars and the names of the months. So for the calendars, my best friend gave me these calendar stamps for my birthday with the ink pad and some acrylic blocks because, once again, Christina uses them and I loved the look of them and I really liked using them. I just needed to be careful to not add the 31st day when there was no 31st day on the month, and to not smudge my journal with the ink. But besides that, these calendars are really cute and I really love the look of them. So I just did 4 months per page, starting in September 2019 and ending in August 2020, with simple calligraphy below them for the names of the months. In this journal, I'm not going to care if the things are straight or even because bullet journaling is supposed to be authentic and not perfect, so I will not care if the information in it is straight and pretty. That is another personal rule of mine. I always try to make things really neat and to have even handwriting, but sometimes that's just not it at all, so I'm not going to care if the things are not straight. The supplies used in this setup are going to be linked in the description in case you wanted to know where everything is from. Moving on to my next page, I'm going to use this piece of paper from my lecture notebook just for reference for the lines, because I obviously still need to use a paper as reference to make straight lines and to know where I can align things. And I'm going to do now my accomplishments page. I love this page because it's where I write everything that I accomplished throughout the year. Even if it's something small, it's here, because small victories are as important as the big ones. I think that sometimes we forget that small victories are important and small victories make sometimes a big success in the end. So remember to celebrate every little thing you do. But for this spread, I just added washi tape to the top and I made a box around it just to give it some shape. And at the bottom, I added a little quote in the same paper from my mindsets as my title of the accomplishments page. Because last year I had a separate page for my goals, which I didn't use that much, in this journal I'm having a page divided into 4 sections. The first one is for my goals. Anything that I want to accomplish, life and work related, is here. The second is for my milestones related to like numbers on YouTube and Instagram. At the bottom I have one for my wish list where I'm going to write what I would like to buy in the future, and another one as my reading list because I loved having a space for me to write the books that I read and the ones that I want to read, so this is the space for that. This way I have all the little important things to track into one place. I don't really need a page just for goals or for my reading list, so making this page with the different sections is just enough for me. Next, I have my bucket list page. So on my last bullet journal, I had a blank page just for my bucket list, but I didn't have a lot of things to add to it, so it made me feel like I needed to add there more things to do, but that wasn't the point and it wasn't what I wanted to do. And I was overwhelmed with the space that I had, so in this journal I decided to limit my bucket list items and add only 10 boxes where I can add the things that I want to do throughout the year. That way I am not overwhelmed because I'm limiting myself, because I only have 10 boxes to fill in, so I really need to be careful at what I want to do throughout the year, and I'm not going to be overwhelmed because I have a lot of space to fill in. I hope that this minimalistic thing and getting organized in better ways is making sense for you, because for me it's making a lot of sense, but I don't know if I'm transmitting the right information, because in this journal I really want to be minimal and to just put the important things and to forget about just Instagram and stuff. I just need to put what I need in my bullet journal. And for my last page in this setup, I'm doing an introduction page. I decided that even though I am doing only the important things on my spreads, I still want to have fun in my journal. So I'm doing a little quote here that says, "What is coming is better than what is gone." Just a simple quote to introduce new months and new adventures to this bullet journal. Alright, so now I am just going to briefly show you a flip through of my journal. I know that it's really simple and minimal, but it's what I need. I know that for some of you this can be boring because there's no doodles, but at the end we need to do things for ourselves and not just because it's pretty or fun and colorful. So I hope you understand that, and thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel to support my work and give me some theme ideas for the following months, and I'll see you in my next video.